Multi.tv.
Welcome back to Ulti TV's coverage of Glastonbury Tournament 2021. Oh baby, it is quarter-finals time, and we start our top eight action on this spectacular Sunday Somerset morning with Bristol's Mythagone taking on Devon Masters. Benji Reese here with you in the commentary booth in what has become a glorious day. We were forecast rain. Well, at the moment, touch wood, it looks pretty good to me. Teams seem to have made their way here. We've got Mythagone, who look like they're wearing black, purple. I think Devon are changing into their whites. And Devon have kind of steamrolled their way through the brackets, through the tournament so far, and looking like perhaps a favourite to win this. The question is, will both teams' party exploits yesterday evening come back to haunt them perhaps? And not just on the field. I'm sure there were some questionable decisions made in multiple areas, that there always does seem to be at a tournament party. It's good to see that both teams were here and ready and raring to go right on time when I pressed the hooter, and that we're not faffing around for a couple of minutes at the start. That is what you love to see. So both teams eventually going to make their way onto the field. Doesn't seem to be a huge amount of urgency out there just yet. I think Devon maybe are a little bit hungover, perhaps. To be fair, I think they're certainly not the only ones. The question is, you know, after a big evening, how quickly can you spin that into unlocking your best form? Because a lot of the time, it can take a while. And the first ball goes up from Mythagone. Devon Masters will start on offense, wearing their white jerseys, going from right to left on your screen. No wind at the moment, nothing really to worry about, except a bit of dew on the ground, making things a little bit more slick, perhaps, but otherwise, brilliant, almost perfect conditions for ultimate, perhaps. Hammer over the top from Devon, just about on the money there, and keen, calm, confident hold to begin their day, and they look pretty happy about that. They take a 1-0 lead here up against Mythagone, the graduate of the University of Bristol, which is, I like when the Masters teams make some sort of pun on their regular team names. I'm a big fan of that, so Mythagone becoming Mythagone. Good, I like that, I approve, I'm on board. I'm very much on board. Some of the current Mythagone students come walking past after their tight game against Frizzy Rascals, first game of the day. That turned out to be quite an encouraging affair for the opening game of the day, and I think bodes well for the rest of the day's play here at Glastonbury Tournament. First Mythagone 0 point of the game. Little blade backhand towards this sideline, toes it in bounds. Fakes it down, no, doesn't fake it, launches it downfield, it sits and it hangs, and just about able to use that extra reach to get that palm over the top and knock it away. Decent looking shot, but very well defended, it has to be said. So Devon looked downfield. Fakes the first one and then uses the blade right to this near sideline. There's a lane, they're going to put it, they're looking for Meat Train, but it is going to be firmly put back into the bunkers. Big fake, but I don't think Meat Train's really that interested in it so far. Oh, and just a concentration drop. Mannings picks it up quickly. Here comes the knife into the stack. Ah, boring. Just takes the sensible reset. And there's the hammer towards the break side. Devon are utilising that experience and that craft, making the most of the meteorological conditions to put those hammers onto the break side, and that is 2-0 now, the Devon Masters lead. I think Devon Masters are beginning to slowly grow in size, so maybe they were not quite ready for the first game, which happens. A mystery frisbee works its way onto the pitch. I don't know where that's come from. See a good game of Gibbon going onto my right-hand side. Lovely seeing Party Tournament, seeing those calls come back. Do love a good game of Gibbon. Here's Mythagone. Passed into the centre. Just working around at their handler core at the moment. They're really matriculating their way down the field. I thought there was going to be a good gainer there, but it was picked off by Devon in coverage. Bolton winds up backhand towards the back of the end zone. Too much, those small fields coming into play. Mythagone will pick up and they will walk it to the front line of the end zone. With these slightly more compact fields, you really can. Everywhere on the pitch is the potential to. I'll take that again. Everywhere on the pitch could potentially. Words. You could score from anywhere, basically. That's easy. Here's me put into the centre. And again, sitting the flick out to space this time. First score that's not a hammer, but it looked just as easy for them. 3-0 Devon Masters go up. They have come out like a house on fire here today. It's a strange expression. That's a bad thing. Anyway, they've come out very strong to start this game, and they don't look particularly flustered, it has to be said, actually, dealing with it relatively well. Be interested to see how Mythagone can maybe try and turn the game in their favour. Maybe see if they can put some miles in the Devon legs, perhaps. The inside-out backhand pull goes up. I think that's got too much on it. Oh, brilliantly weighted. Superb pull right at the back of the end zone. It's maybe the best pull we've seen all weekend. That one he's got the wrong edge on it. That sort of Oyo, the outside, inside out. The edge just takes it away from the receiver there. Picks up quickly, hammer over the top. Ah, brilliant, because it needed the little tip on it. Otherwise, it would have ended right in the receiver's path. Maybe Devon getting a little bit too reliant on the hammer that time. Right on this sideline, maybe a miscommunication about what the force is. Fakes the hammer once more, and you know they've put them up already, so they're going to. You would think that they have to respect the fakes. There you go, out to the break side, indoor style ultimate, 4-0 for Devon. Thought there was potentially a travel call. They've retracted it, so it will be 4-0. The score will stay. I think it's one of those things as well. Maybe when you're a little bit tired, you maybe ease yourself into a stop rather than coming as quickly as you possibly can. Meat Train's trying to remember what the hand signals are. Still coming down in a one-to-one defense and throws a little bit behind, but good adjustment to keep the disc in play. Oh, and he decleats him. An embarrassment. What a cut. Underneath. There's the ping to the end zone. Do they have the room? Yes, they do. Toes it in, but he didn't need to. He was comfortably in bounds. And Mythagone get their first point of the game on the board. They lead. Well, they trail, in fact, Devon Masters by 4-1. But that's always a big confidence booster, getting your first point of the day on the scoreboard. Or on one of the scoreboards, at least. 4-1. 4-1 is the current score to Devon. You started on that side, so you would be blue. So there's a nice kind of calm little buzz in the air, I think, today, because, I mean, the party officially stops, as in they kicked us out of the venue at 2. The party certainly went on for a lot longer than that. There were various other kind of secret parties existing in their own little vacuum elsewhere around the fields. So a lot of these players would not have had an early night, nor should they. Over the top, and nearly found its way through, but knocked to the ground by Mythagone. Some opportunity perhaps to get their first break of the game here. Deep cut goes off downfield, but instead they're going to blade it towards the far side. Player is poached in plenty of space. Continuation downfield, thought about the deep look, but puts it back in the locker. And no call there, big layout bit on the sideline is successful. Call of sock wrestling. Hey, I would like to see it. Your sock wrestling, it's not a beautiful sport necessarily, but it is brutal as Devon. Well, I mean, they're brutalising Mythagone a bit so far in this game. 5-1 in quick fashion. I'll tell you what, if Devon can keep this form up all day, they've got to be a good shout for the crown here, Lorcan.
Devon Masters, definitely one of the favourites coming into this. As we were talking about yesterday, Glastonbury used to be home of the Masters tournament. They had a little bit of a mini Masters pool. And Devon really showing how impressive they would be if that competition was still being run. And if you win the whole tournament, I mean, that's effectively like winning Masters Nationals.
Yeah, it's exactly like winning Masters Nationals. I fully agree. Tom Mannings is trying to figure out how a scoreboard works. Might be a bit beyond him at this stage of the morning.
It's a difficult and complicated process.
To be fair,
a
lot of people have stuffed that up.
A lot of people have stuffed that up.
Exactly. Toed in on the sideline. Actually didn't need to do too much stretching for it in the end.
Very relaxed.
Casual even. Good opportunity there. They saw what the defense was doing and they split it. And that is absolutely laser deep layout available towards the back of the end zone. Not quite. I'll tell you what, it flew so beautifully out of the hands that I really wanted it to be caught, but it was just too much on it.
I think that was Megan Daly, just a bit too much time spent in the gym.
Oh, can there be such a thing?
I think any time spent in the gym is too much time spent in the gym, personally.
You know what? Yeah, you are absolutely right. Why would you spend time doing stuff like that when you could just be playing Frisbee instead?
Exactly. Much easier.
There is a baby in close vicinity, or they're trying to kind of shepherd away from the pitch.
A common sight in the Masters sidelines, the children of the players.
And this is what you like as well to see. It's good to see that players feel comfortable bringing their families to the tournament. Pops up to make that catch. 6-1 now, Devon Masters lead. And it doesn't even really feel like they've got to have a third gear.
No, they're doing a very good job of running sets and just clean, crisp throws. How strong your throwing is comes to the absolute fore in these early morning, I'm so tired, please make this easy for me to catch situations. And Devon Masters have got some of the best throws at this tournament.
You want to be efficient with your movement. You want to have to do as little as possible.
As little as possible.
Especially when you're really old like Devon Masters are.
Or Mythagone, really. I mean, these aren't young teams we're watching out here. Someone could break a hip.
I mean, the scary thing is, right, you can be a graduate at 21. So
that's true, actually. I graduated at 21.
So it's terrifying, really, isn't it?
To graduate college and into the world as it is right now, I imagine it's pretty intimidating, yeah.
I mean, especially come into a world which is very different to what it was 2 years ago when we had the last Glastonbury tournament.
But what a way to bring back Ultimate to the Southwest in a party style. There was a long time to get a force on.
And they're doing a very good job here of just working around to find those poachers.
Is Devon taking their time to put the pressure on. Smooth around.
Cheeky little hammer over the top there to access the break side. High hand there trying to block the hammer that he hasn't necessarily shown so far. So they're keeping this calm and they're keeping this chilled. And brilliant into the middle, just pop it into the end zone. That's a nice little offensive hold, that one for Mythagone.
Yeah, that's the best they've looked all game on the offensive end and really showing what they can do when they take advantage of the fact that, like we said, Devon Masters are old and they're very tired and they're probably hungover because I remember talking to a few of them last night and they were drunk. And not like, haha, drunk, but like, drunk.
A lot of them were, I would even go as far as crunk.
Perhaps. Digging out the Little John references from the mid-noughties.
They were turnt. Is that what kids say?
Oh, I don't think
Lit?
they say that anymore.
I
think lit's probably a bit old as well. It's probably some word neither of us have ever heard.
Genuinely, I listen to Radio 2, so this is beyond me.
You keep saying that, and I don't know what Radio 2 is. I
So
know what it is, but I don't know what it's
Radio 1 is the young person's BBC station, and it's the one I listen to and go, I have no idea.
Sounds like an oxymoronic statement.
No, hey, it's a broad church, caters for a lot of people. And it's the one I listen to, it's like, I have no idea what any of this stuff is, so I'll just listen to the radio station that plays the songs that I know and I like. Yeah, maybe I need to broaden my horizons a little bit.
That was a confident take. Just dishing it out.
This one zinged downfield. There were two receivers there. And just it looked like he was like, do I want to spike this? Can I be bothered to spike it? Is that too much energy? Just kind of tossed it to the floor.
I got respect for that.
7-2, Devon leads.
1 point away from half.
It's Devon's heaven.
Sorry, I'm just going to take a moment to enjoy that.
Yeah, it was a bit of a stretch, I think.
There's nothing wrong with stretching on the morning. Get you loose, get you ready for the games coming up later on.
Well, exactly.
This is a quarterfinal game. We've got another quarterfinal after this. Then we're taking a break, I believe. And then we're going to come back with a semi, the plate final, and then the ultimate final.
Happy days.
When Jesus walks, oh, when Jesus walks.
Solid ball into the center of the end zone. But there's no easy pass going on. Pick downfield.
There's been a lot of really on-target pulls in this game.
Yeah, the pulling has genuinely been pretty good, actually, I have to say. There was one that pinned them the Devon pull that pinned Mythagone right at the back of the end zone. So I thought was going to be too strong, but had just enough of the underside of the disc to keep it in bounds.
Mythagone were thinking about the deep shot.
I mean, I'm always thinking about the deep shot, whether it's on or not. Players just need to know. There's the deep shot. Player comes back in coverage. They try to blade it over the top, and in the end, it's not to be that. The play was not really there to be made.
Really great coverage by Devon, showing their experience. Be those Bolton and Coward down there?
And knowing that if you are that last defender back and it just goes up, you peel off to get the help in the way. Yeah. Make it as difficult as possible.
I'm such a big proponent of that.
Oh, that one's going to rise and into the... If you're going to mack it to us, at least mack it to us properly. Come on now.
Exactly. Let us get involved. Don't be teasing us.
Like, there was a time when I would have sprung out of my seat to reel that in. Yeah, we're in play for both teams. If you want to dribble off us, it's really dinged into the centre of the pitch, but actually, Devon were wise to it.
Was invited to play for Devon Masters as well. I'm just slightly too young, much to my celebration.
Well, it's not a real Masters tournament, so you'll be fine as Devon.
Yeah, I could probably hop on and play a cheeky few points here and there.
Capitalise on that to take half. To be fair, Devon owe me a favour actually, so if they make the final, I might try and call myself in as a ringer.
That's not a bad move, and we definitely would be ringers, as that's half at 8-2.
I'll tell you what, it looks like they've really rung Mythagone's bells here.
We got the little cutlet. The cutlet carriage chewing past us.
I believe that's probably Thomas Ball. He's got a nice little Riptide wrestling sticker on it. I appreciate that.
That's very cool. Nothing wrong with repping Riptide.
Good people. And off he goes on his little tricycle. Kind of investigating all the bottles, so I think some of the ones with a more alcoholic content are being shepherded out of view, which is...
As they should be.
I mean, look, it's Glastonbury, so usually we encourage that sort of merriment. Maybe not quite at that age. There are two people who are not allowed to drink today, and that is children and drivers.
Well, if you're driving, you got to make sure you get it all out of your system, because like you never know if you go that hard as people were going on a Saturday, how long that's going to last in you.
Yeah, I am very much unfortunately staying off the booze today because I had to drive myself. It's not as fun, to be honest.
See, I've been talking to my sibling and already made a deal with them to come pick me up. So.
Had a deal with the devil.
Yeah, very much so.
Honestly. pro move.
It has to be done. They haven't been around that much in my area for a long time, and they only recently moved up. I forgot they had a car and they could drive me places. I was making plans to get like the bus, because I only live one town over. I was making plans to get like the hour-long bus back home, and my sibling just said, I could just drive you, you know.
Have you got a driving license?
I do not. I applied for one a few months ago. It took me
Have you got an Irish
a year
one?
and a half. No, it took me a year and a half to get an NI number, when it
Wow.
should take 8 weeks. My plan was to move over here and get a driver's license as soon as I could. And I didn't think it would be that long a process. It took me a year and a half to get an NI number, and as soon as I got it, I sent off for the learner's permit, which you have to get here first.
Yeah, you have to get a provisional.
I've since got my passport back from them as proof of ID, but they still haven't sent me the provisional. So it's a running joke amongst my friends that the bureaucracy over here hates me. It takes way longer for me to get any kind of response from like administrative bodies.
You saying that Britain might be institutionally racist?
No, because all my other immigrant friends are like, man, that took me 8 weeks. What are you talking about? I was like, it's been a year.
Oh, they just hate you specifically.
I think so. I do talk a lot of shit, though.
That is true.
Smack. I talk a lot of smack.
You do both.
Yeah.
You do both, and you do both excellently. Trying to squeeze that one down the sideline. It floats up.
Big time grab. Robin immediately relinquishes, and that is a weak scuba that Robin chases down and gets. He's got to be proud of himself on that one.
Kind of a little bit. Oh, I got away with that one. Let's keep the momentum going, and it just did not. But makes amends, not quite. Meat Train makes the grab.
He's looking at options, and that is some composure by Meat Train, putting them in the cooler for the moment.
I also like how half the Devon players were like, we're just kind of going to slowly amble up. Take the super
amble. That is the exact word.
So with a super dump's available if you want it, mate. I think can't go wrong with a good old super dump. That was a bit low,
but he was able to get down to it. Tempted by the hammer, decides against it.
I mean, they've put them up with relative frequency so far today, so you got to respect it. High release into the end zone, locked onto the receiver. Great help defense.
Fantastic heads-up play by the royalty. 124th in line to the throne, I believe.
123rd.
120. Oh, right. Oh, wow. What happened last night?
It's a long story.
As there goes the big shot from Mythagone, and then Mytha stays up.
What a sliding grab that is, to be fair. Credit where it is due, and then the toe into the end zone as well. Devon Masters rocked at the start of the second half. They're on the ropes.
Was that Puss Daddy getting the score? The man with 26 cats?
Oh, yeah.
We don't have the phone details. I'm trying to remember what things I can from yesterday.
Oh, God, that's a tricky one. I think the thing I got was we can just make it up.
I did get that vibe, but it was nice to have their names as well.
8-3, I believe. Devon Masters still very much in control here.
Was it 8-2 they took half?
It was.
Did that not make it 8-4?
No, because that's the first point after half.
Ah, I thought it was the second.
No.
Well, shows you.
To be fair, though, like there's a lot of time going on. A lot of things going on. And there's also a lot of time left in the game. 36 minutes still before I get to press the hooter again. And feel like Johnny Big Potatoes. It's great.
You do love pressing that hooter.
Isn't it fun, though?
It is. The thing is, it's so loud, I don't like really being near it when it goes off.
No, this is why it's good when you're doing it with the headphones on, because they act as mufflers a little bit.
Not quite a lot, but that's Coward with a brave throw to the break side.
How long have you been brewing that one up for?
I was talking to him last night, and I was like, I really should make a brave pun about this dude's name.
Fully you should. Hello, here we go. Back of the end zone, Bolton, comfortable catch in the end, 9-3 to Dev.
And that's just what we were talking about earlier, how smooth their throws are, how well timed. And Bolton, like you mentioned yesterday, is a recent enough addition to the Devon squad. Traditionally, he used to play a lot of Chevy.
Reading.
And yes, I remember watching him play for Reading. I don't know why I thought it was Chevy. I was like, I don't remember that guy in Chevy. I do remember.
You knew it was a two-syllable team with an E kind of sound in it. Chevy, Reading.
Sure, give it to me if you want.
Yeah.
You've been very, very generous this morning, Benji, and I am here for it.
It might be because I deserted you to go and sleep in the car.
I mean, it's not the first time.
And honestly, best decision I ever made, because I think I would have struggled to drive home otherwise.
I can respect that.
I
had a great night skip.
I crawled in there about quarter past 5 in the morning, and one of the security guards looked in the window and was like, hey, are you all right? You're not going anywhere. I was like, oh, God, no. I'm just like, I can't get back to sleep in the tent, and the car is slightly warmer. So I'm going to sleep on the passenger seat.
Yeah, fair. In your lovely car as well.
I mean, it gets me from A to B.
We did miss again the chance to get McDonald's breakfast.
Well, it depends how quickly this game wraps up.
Does it?
11 o'clock.
Oh, come on, Devon. I thought it was 10:30.
No, they moved it to 11 a few years ago.
Nice. Yeah. Big time hammers.
Oh, that is a huge time hammer, but didn't have the accuracy on it, I'm afraid.
Didn't work out.
No. This is the problem, like, there's a lot of hammers coming out, not enough, a couple of scubas, and no thumbers. They
No
need to,
thumbers, which is very surprising.
they need to redress that balance.
Maybe they need me to just step out there, chuck a thumber or two.
Have you got it in the locker?
It's game ready, baby. As anyone who trained with me for several years at Peltwood can confirm that I believed that to be true.
And if you believe it to be true, then it is true, because you will use it in a game, and thus it is game ready.
Exactly. Just game ready doesn't mean it'll work. As Robin's going to try and sky, and he gets the Mac. He also gets an awful lot of the man.
Yeah, if he had made the catch, I think there was probably legitimate grounds for a foul call in that one.
He's a very athletic young man. I suppose.
Young?
Yeah, if he's on the Masters team, not so young. Big environmental activist. Really interesting guy to talk to.
Really?
Yeah, Robin. Lovely dude. Although that's not the focus right now, as here come Mythagone, trying to fight the way back down. Daly. We know she's got cannons.
Speaking of cannons, here we go. Oh, no. Right in the chest. I mean, that's a bit of target practice almost, and I think he's injuries. Yeah, I think he's got to take an injury sub for a severely bruised ego.
They're only feelings. They'll grow back.
Really?
That's what I've been told.
Mine never did. That's why I'm here, a soulless husk of a man.
I just thought that was because you're English.
I mean, that is part of it.
Yeah,
Yes.
it feeds into it.
It means I have less. It means I have less of it to begin with.
And in fairness, Freddie Mercury was English, and he might have more soul than anyone else I've ever seen.
He was from Zanzibar.
Ah, well, that explains that. Wait, Zanzibar is real?
Well, it's now Tanzania.
Ah, that makes sense. That's a big hammer that makes an awful lot of sense for Mythagone.
I mean, yeah, it was a great hammer. Would have been so much cooler if it was a thumber, though.
I thought Zanzibar was a place that was invented for the original Metal Gear Solid games and then referenced in a Tenacious D song.
No. It's now
a real place.
It's now Tanzania.
So in Africa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Farouk Balsara was his birth name, and then he went to boarding school in India. So,
Did he have like some? Was his dad like a member of the British Army or something, like a lieutenant or one of those governors or some crap? He's moving around those places.
maybe, I'm not sure.
No, fair.
Someone should make a film about him. Probably really he's a really interesting guy.
He's a very interesting guy, but you know they keep trying to make films about him and it doesn't work out that well.
30 years ago, he's been dead for 30 years.
Mental.
It's crazy,
Such an impact though on the culture. Such a great man.
honestly.
Absolutely great man.
Favorite Queen song?
Oh, that's so hard when you put on the spot. Like Radio Gaga is a classic, but I don't think it's my favorite. It's one of the ones written by the drummer though.
Oh, Roger Taylor?
Yeah. Honestly, just because it's so much fun, maybe Fat Bottom Girls.
Oh, yeah, baby. I'm into that.
I mean, I'm into that in every sense.
Yeah, exactly. Make the rocking world go round.
As here comes Bolton, rocking and reeling his own way down the pitch.
So there was an opportunity there when the defender overcommitted to try and stop that first pass to charge downfield. Here's the hammer.
To absolutely nobody.
Yeah, I mean, they called the pick, but I don't know if it was going to be caught regardless.
Yeah, that was ambitious, even if the cut was there.
Speculative.
Yes, very much so. We're going to call that an estimate, like a loose estimate. But it's going back in Glastonbury rules.
Hang on. Glastonbury rules, do it again.
Do it again.
Glastonbury rules, do it again. A bit more flight and guile.
A bit more hover and
F and G.
Ryu.
God, he better do this again now.
I don't think he is. I think he's going to dump it. Oh,
Boo! Glastonbury rules.
Aw,
Dis never
see,
lies.
Dis
Dis
doesn't
doesn't lie.
That was a great scuba, and it was dropped because Dis don't lie.
See? Although, having said that, sometimes the disc does lie, I think.
Allegedly. I mean, we don't want to be...
So, yeah, you were right.
Yeah. Allegedly.
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 Allegedly, Dis do lie.
I tell you what, Mythagone have come back a
Lovely
little bit in the
putt.
second half. And they're coming back a little bit more now. That puts right on the money. It's now 9-5. They're cutting into that lead a little bit now.
Definitely. It was, what, 8-2 at half?
You sounded very Irish there. Definitely.
Definitely. Sure, you know, sometimes once I get really tired, I can't keep the lyricism out of my voice, and then I just kind of get carried away with it. But it gets too quiet. I tell you, it's a horror show of a time if you're working in the production tent. You're trying to get the levels right on me.
It's very up and down.
It's very up and down. It's like my emotions. It's like all the emotions of my people. We're an emotional people.
It's the Hillary Humes problem. As much as I love Hills, she has a full range of volume, and it makes it quite difficult to equalise for.
I honestly, it makes me a little happy and also a little jealous that that's called the Hillary Humes problem, because I would have thought
it is by me.
Standard. It is by you. Shout out to Hillary, fantastic commentator up in Edinburgh right now.
Wanted to be here so far. Wanted to be here this weekend, but was swamped with work, which is a bummer.
Bama.
Bummer.
Or as they say back where she lives, Bama.
Bummer.
Bama.
Also,
what a bummer.
On the subject of Queen songs, you know how there's the Alan Partridge bit about the wings of the band the Beatles could have been?
Loving some Alan Partridge references.
So
my middle of the pitch.
My thing is, Innuendo is the song that Bohemian Rhapsody could have been. Innuendo is the best Queen song.
Huh.
That's my hot take. Here we go. Mythagone. This would be, what, a third point on the bounce?
Certainly looking for it. Green goes down the line into the end zone, but looking for the wrong shot. Really well sniffed out.
Maybe telegraphed it ever so slightly, and it meant that the defender was wise to it already.
Very true. I think that throw was intended for the back end zone cutter and not the cut up the line, though. Because Greeny had the space and the separation.
Speaking of space and separation, I really thought that was going to go.
Yeah, surely. Like Meat Train goes, he doesn't really wind up without purpose. Ooh. Although in fairness, without much wind up, he can absolutely launch him.
He's got a hose.
Spraying it about the place.
Here's Meat Train on the far sideline again. What a nickname. Imagine being the player who came up with Meat Train as a nickname. Hammer down the sideline and the Meat Train keeps on rolling. That is 10-5.
I think he was actually christened Meat Train by God. You know, like God made him and went, well, this is clearly a meat train.
So you're telling me on his birth certificate it just says Meat Train?
No, I think it's more when you meet him, you're just like, oh, yeah, I get the vibe that this guy's name is Meat Train. It's like, oh, his name's Sam. It goes, is it?
No.
As well, people call him Meat Train. That makes much more sense.
Yeah. Why should have led with that?
Yeah.
Devon trying to struggle with numbers once more?
Not players, bear in mind. We're talking about numeracy.
I think they just about nailed it in the end.
What is the dyscalculia? Which is like dyslexia, but for numbers.
I can tell you how many. So I can spell it, but I can't tell you how many letters it has. That's an old Takeshi's Castle thing. Out of the back, cut him.
Yep, cut him. The team.
Cut him.
What are you gonna do? That's cute without the E. Cut from the team. Taking back Sunday.
I was gonna say it's taking back Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, Devon are very much taking back Sunday here. Tish.
We're just underarms serving each other up all morning here, enjoying ourselves.
Honestly, it's like watching a Mansour Barami match here in the commentary booth. Just like we're just doing all the flair stuff, just setting each other up to, like, laying the groundwork to pull off the spectacular.
Something that Mythagone are trying to do themselves. Bit of a spirited comeback, 10-5, hoping to get that lead back down to 4 and continue to chip away at it. Big pressure on the dump.
Yeah, it seemed like it was going to be a relatively uncontested pass, but he just was able to reach in there. And the scuba just about got away with it.
Somehow skirts that around the outstretched hand of the defender, and Coward's able to grab it.
So it's 11-5 now to Devon with just over 25 minutes on the clock.
So if Devon can get back into the form that they were in at the start of the first half, probably imagine they put this away before cap.
Yeah, you'd think so. The next game doesn't start till 11 o'clock local time.
Oh, that's so nice.
So actually, Devon could pull us off quickly. Maybe we've got time for a shop run. Or even more exciting, a breakfast run.
Ooh, that is exciting.
Isn't it just?
But it's not quite as exciting as Frisbee. That is a nice flick pull by Coward. Is it going too far? Oh, no. I thought it was perfect. I genuinely thought that was perfect coming out of
I don't get it. You mean all this time these players are spending in the gym isn't worth it?
Well, I would have thought a flick pull is the right way to go in this kind of situation. The pitch is naturally a little shorter. Most people can't flick pull as far as they can backhand pull.
He must have had his, what do you call it for breakfast? You know.
HGH?
Yeah, steroids. Yeah, must have had his steroids for breakfast. The Barry Bonds balanced breakfast, as it's also known in the industry.
And here's another hit, Barry Bonds.
Swinging it around the back. Nice break there to get it off the line. Give themselves a bit more field space to work with. I'm very glad you were on the same lines of me as that one. It was good. Good switch there. Prevents the little up line cut going, but they can't stop the second one. Into space. Someone on the sideline calls for the hammer.
We all want it.
I'm telling you, I want the thumber.
That's true.
I will not be happy until someone throws the thumber. Nice little bit of give-go there. Powers up the line. Just about squeezes that one through. There's got to be a poach somewhere.
Great defense by Devon initially to stop the up-the-line cut to the corner, but brilliant work by Mythagone switching to the opposite side.
It was just identifying who that poached player was and finding a way to get them in space, and they just peel off towards the break side. Zing the hammer over the top, and that is 11-6 Dev lead. Lorcan is going to perhaps try and march his way onto the pitch. This is optimistic, I think. Hey, you know what? If Lorcan comes on and does well here, he's created a situation for himself. Don't know. Well, he's loitering with intent to play. I think we will have maybe exciting news as he does not return to the booth. Well. Maybe he's going to go and put some boots on. I think he wants to get out there and play some frizz. Disgusting Keno. You've brought your boots out, which I assume means that you've been given the all clear.
I was talking to him about something else, but then Richard was just like, if you've got your boots, you should go on for a point or two. And I might, but right now, just enjoying the ultimate is Bolton. Come on, you're right there. You promised.
Blade to the back of the end zone.
That's disappointing.
Why? What did they promise?
Well, they promised that they were going to do something else, and that was just about the perfect opportunity to do it. And both of those players said they'd do it, and neither of them did.
And they lied to you.
Yeah, I know.
Are Devon bad people?
Well, that's fair.
Yes,
okay,
yeah,
that's confirmation right there. They're not the best. But in fairness, that was some pretty impressive offense.
So I think that makes it 12-6 now. The scoreboard on this far sideline agrees with me, so that's good.
Well, that's all that matters. Yep, 12-6. Everybody agrees.
Anthony agrees with me, and that's the person whose approval I really want.
Thank you.
We'll work it out.
The illiteracy will still play a part, but thanks. Big arcing pull. Now that one,
if it comes back,
perfect.
That's a lovely pull, that one. Nice bit of hang time, a bit of flight as well, so you can't attack it and steal a few yards. Beautiful stuff. Really utilising that voluptuous inside-out shape. Meat Train with a big beard, and he hits the check. Oh, that one's going to pop up, and again, there's a Mac opportunity available. Caught it two hands, though, so everyone has to stay in. Rookie error.
Rookie error. Nice swing all the way around, though.
Here's Bolton. Central. Dishes it off.
And Robin, with just such a smooth flick release, slightly misread.
Got too far underneath it, I think.
Did.
Was a
faked himself.
But an optimistic read, given that it's the first game on at Sunday morning, and Devon hit it hard last night.
Devon did hit it hard, as is Devon tradition. I remember the first time I properly met Devon, they were hitting it hard at the European Championships.
Well, yeah, but then
we partied until like 3 in the morning, sneaking into like the swimming pools they had around the area. It was a great time.
Where was this?
Oh, I cannot remember. Carole, maybe?
Yeah, it must have been Carole.
It must have been Carole when they put everybody up at the holiday village place.
Holiday Inn. Oh, there's the thumber from
Motel.
Bolton. Oh, he dropped it. He hit him in the hands. You can't do that.
That was Jackson, Keaton, Bolton, Tyson. 4 mics. But not enough.
I mean, The problem is now, because he dropped it, like, oh, I might put the thumber back in the locker. No, you just have to thumber it harder.
Even more thumbers, because like you've been saying all day, yesterday, throw it hard enough, they're open.
Yeah, this is true. You just need to find exactly the right degree of hard. And that one is, a little bit undercooked. It didn't completely clean it up defensively, though. And then they tried to make an attempt to save it. Mannings is loitering deep, which is unusual for him.
He's having a good time doing it. Coming back under.
He's just hanging out, playing a bit frizz. You know?
Why not? You know, you just got to be enjoying yourself in the sunshine.
I was going to say, beautiful day here.
Big time grab.
Huge bid.
Lots of pressure.
There's the hammer. Oh, it's helixing, it's floaty. Great read by Robin.
Really attacked it well. Chose the space for the two-step jump.
Meat train to Mannings.
That's an upside-down throw.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what that was, but it seemed to work.
Backhand.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it almost looked a bit like a cower knife, to be fair. But as long as it works, doesn't matter. That is 13-6 now, Devon lead. And Lorcan is trying to barter his way onto the pitch. Look at it. It looks like his attempt was unsuccessful. So have you been mugged off?
I had to talk to them a little bit about something as Mythagone looking to demand some respect from these Devon Masters team. That is a nice backhand. That's how you start to get it.
Yeah, lovely little offhand there. There is poach options behind and
really well covered.
Saucy little scuba. Just open things up in a missed throw. And it's just going to put a little bit of air under it. Play some King of the Hill.
Very nice. Okay, I'm going to try and get on for this one.
Go, 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 go. 14-6 Devon lead now again. Lorcan is just, he is persistent. I will give him that. So it's game point now for Devon. If they were to lose from this position, it would be truly remarkable. But yeah, Lorcan's, I don't know. I think he's on defense, so it's less maybe, give an opportunity to stretch his legs, have a little bit of a jump around. Mate, there's a spare headset if anyone wants to jump in. Here we go. That's not a bad pull. It's not great. Joined by the legendary Meat Train.
Oh, Lorcan. Go on, Lorcan.
He's so focused. He's taking it so seriously. In a cute.
Get that, Lorcan. Oh, go on.
Don't get beaten underneath.
Oh, it's a D. Lorcan's got a D. Well done. Well done, Lorcan. Oh, it's up.
Put some air under it. Play some big man ball. That'll do.
Oh, that's a game. That's game.
That is game.
Unbelievable.
15-6. Hey, it's been a pretty good weekend for you guys so far.
Hey, it's not over yet, is it? We're doing all right. But I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Thank you very much, guys.
I appreciate it.
Much love.
Thank you very much for hopping on. Lorcan really earned those slaps. Put the pressure on to get the D. A little bit of a roly-poly. Fires the arrow. That's the Robbie Keane, isn't it? That's the Robbie Keane. He is an Irish football legend, playing for his boyhood club. Again, whichever club that is he's just signed for. Yeah. Is he still at LA Galaxy? No. Oh, is he retired now? He's retired now. Yeah, shows how much attention I pay. Anyway, 15-6, dominating performance by Devon here in this game.
I think I went on and made my presence felt.
I think you acquitted yourself very well.
I threw a pull, and did it go out of bounds?
No,
Nope.
it did not.
I was marking Pussy Daddy. Good player. Managed to put enough pressure, they overthrew it. I did really want the layout. If that had been like, and then I think my influence there on the offensive end is what got Coward so free and helped him get that really good grab.
Yeah. So you know what? Can't disagree with that.
I mean, all of those just facts. I'm just stating facts right now. Are you going to get mad at facts?
You can't get mad at facts.
What are you, a Republican?
Settle down. I am, but smaller rather than bigger.
I'm a Republican too, by Irish standards as well. So.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I'm allowed to say it.
I tell you what, I think you've earned a little bit of a break, Lorcan.
I think I have too. I'm breathing very heavily into this mic.
We're going to take a short break next. Our next game starts at 11 o'clock local time, so in just under half an hour. Don't go anywhere because we'll be back at Glasgow very soon.
Alti.tv